Alright, welcome back to All Theory, No Practices. Let's dissect the Swappa. 9 of you just mentally tried to figure out why I didn't make a get to the Swappa joke, and that's why, because it's that obvious. So we're still in this room. I didn't want to solve this one off screen, just basically to prove that I'm not, like, looking away and, like, hey, look over there! And then, like, I, pull out the strategy guide by Brady Games, which totally still exists. Shut up. And then, like, just basically pulling the wool over your eyes. I'm like, oh no, I swear I'm not doing it. Because I want to solve as many of these on camera as possible. I just don't want there to be a bunch of dead air. Which is absolutely what that other one would have been. So, unfortunately, in between the last episode and this one, I had to mess with where my files were being saved, and I've completely forgotten all the progress I made on this, on, like, what I was about to be doing. On the other hand, I have also learned... I just did it again. I do some god-awful things with my mouth when I'm about to start talking. Like, I'm sure it's in the earlier episodes. I've been trying to edit it out of the most recent ones, but, yeah, it's funny the things you pick up on when you have to listen to yourself over and over during the editing process. Like how I apparently click my teeth just before I start talking a lot. So apologies to those of you who had to hear that in their ears for, like, the first couple hours of this show. Apologize to anyone who knows me in person, knows that I did this, and then just kind of didn't say anything about it. Though really at that point it's your fault for not correcting me. You're as guilty as I am. Alright, I'm gonna try going this way. Swap. So let's see. From here, the only advantage I have is I can walk left endlessly. Which is not as useless as it sounds. Let's try creating a guy here. Creating someone here. And then actually, let's go ahead and swap to here. Oh, except you don't actually go anywhere. Whoops. Yeah, I've actually now just undone all the possible good things that could have come from that. Alright, maybe that's not as useful as I thought. I was close with the, I got all 4 people on. It's just, again, I need to be one of the people on this switches. So what? That one's last? I believe that's what I figured out. You can walk to the right. That's about it. Yes, I know, I just clicked it again. What if I do that? Jump over this. Jumped too far. Because if I walk forward... Can I make him? There we are. Let's actually just start from here, because there's nothing... I'm gonna have to move to the right a lot, actually. Ugh. Yeah, because now that happens. Shoot. And then he walks off the edge. Shoot. Like I said, I've undone all my progress. All I remember was, let's see, it was something along the lines of, let's see, where was my train of thought beforehand? Whoops, walked too far. There was you. Man, I've got to learn. Apologies, I'm not all here right now. Let's do that. Back up. Oh, it looked like he wasn't gonna fall off. Alright. You there. Nope! Whoop! Nope! Shoot, sorry. Panicked and threw everything off. Aye. Alright, so... Nope, not what I wanted. It's interesting, that automatically centers you. I suppose that's a good thing, because then you can always guarantee where your clone is going to end up. Swap to you. Absorb this clone. Yes, I know I did this in the last episode. I'm having to, like, regain basically retrace my train of thought and figure out what the hell I was doing. It was something along the lines of you. Into you. Oh, I see. It's actually very similar to what I was already doing. Let's absorb those two. Ah, I might have this. Let's see, because I think if I do that, then that, then that. Oh, except I want to be on the Switch. Ah, there's a minor issue. Yeah, I've accidentally walked myself off. I do not want to have to redo this puzzle just... Well, looks like the choice isn't up to me. Shoot, I didn't want to have to redo the puzzle just to... Why am I on the ceiling? I suppose because... Oh, because that's the last time I walked through this. So it really is a checkpoint. Cool. I didn't want to have to redo it just to slightly reposition every single one of them, but... Looks like I don't have a choice. Alright, so... Start with this one, I suppose? I have no idea if I accidentally did it in the right order last time without even realizing it. Okay, so what did I learn? I don't want you all the way to the left. I want you, like, kind of centered. So we'll do that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess I did do it in the right order last time, and it was just sheer coincidence. There we are. Which is, I believe, start here. And then... let's back up a little, because, as we proved, I needed a little bit of space last time. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Oh, boy. Did I just... Yeah, I just royally screwed that by accidentally using right-click instead of just left-click. Alright, so now we have to do that all over again. That is something I'd kind of like. It's actually something they had in the Portal games that I really liked. They had a sort of, puzzle save feature, if that's... They would have it where if the puzzle had to be done in stages, they generally had it where if you screwed up, you didn't have to do it all over again. They would have it where you finished one stage of the puzzle and it would stay solved so that if you screwed up, you could basically reset from point B or point C or point X instead of go back to A, start all over, which is... So, I apologize that I'm drawing the Portal comparison over and over, but that's what this game reminds me most of. Which is not a bad thing, because Portal's one of the best designed games on the planet. I will absolutely be doing a Let's Dissect of that to point out why it's working so well. But, that was a mistake. I want to do, yeah, that. Walk forward. So, and even so, if this ever falls short of Portal, that is not... It's the opposite of damning with faint praise. It's almost like condemning with high esteem, because that is really good company to be in. Puzzle game-wise, and just game design-wise in general, that ends up being an incredible pedigree. Nope, nope, I screwed this up last time. Yoinked! That is a little, not frustrating, but a little upsetting. I had that in my head. I had the answer, and I just couldn't do it because I screwed up one thing and had to reset the puzzle. That is a little, again, not even bad game design, just, oh, that's a shame. Shame that I had to go through that. Alright, so now finally, I think the only thing left that I haven't done is come unlock this. So I guess I teleport to here? Whee! I'm so glad I actually did that right instead of just jumping to my death unnecessarily. Because we've all know, I've done that before. We've all watched me do it. No new watchers? Wait, what are you telling me? Are you the short-range teleporter? Yeah, you're the short-range one that takes me to that other spot. Whee! Please turn around, please turn around, please turn around. Wow, they send that up far. Oh, and your momentum's massive at that. Uh-oh. I'm gonna have to swap hop. I'm totally patenting that phrase if no one's thought of it sooner. Oh, yeah. Okay, we're good. Swap hop, patent pending. Alright, apparently I'm supposed to be on the ceiling for this. Yeah. Last solar panel. I have to assume I'm near the end of the game. It's one of those... If I think I'm near the end of the game, I'll have this episode go long. That is really loud.
Okay, we should be clear to land. We're waiting for you at command. We may get off this station yet. Though in how many pieces? At least this way we have it.
Ah. It is flat out saying... Aha! I called it! Yes! Yes! It is actually saying it. Ah, go me. Go story prediction. Which I would have never thought of if I hadn't had the hours and hours to think of it while working on that other puzzle, because that's when it came to me. Which also, sign of a good story, I'm thinking about it when it's not happening. I'm thinking about it, like, in my free time. There are 23 of us left alive, most of whom are sick. Command has been locked down from the inside. The Watchers are what's killing us. We know that now, but even if we had days ago, we wouldn't have been able to jettison half of them before there'd be too few of us left alive to do it. We brought on board so many. We're a long way from anything out here. I wonder how long it'll be before we're discovered. If anyone finds this, for your own sakes, don't talk to the Watchers. Oh, that's not a good sign. Although, once again, there's that question of who did... At the very beginning of the game, what did, Chalmers said, who did I just send into space? Unless it's possible I'm Dennett's, like, empty corpse or something. Not corpse, just empty shell. Presumably I'm supposed to hit this button, because the... Okay, so we have the light shining down on these crates. Oh, and the dead bodies. Which, again, kudos to just the way this room is designed. You have the big open window on the outside, so we see that. And it also helps frame and draw the line of sight along this line down to these crates. Following the crates themselves, they draw line of sight to corpse. The corner, corpse, up here, and the spotlight's pointing down at it. I'm half tempted not to press the button and just jump down there, because I see no reason not to. Oh, I can't make clones. Alright, that would be the reason not to. Alright, button it is. So we're 0G now? Okay. Oh, and I get to float among... Wait a minute. Okay, you cannot hop to a corpse. That's interesting. So the clones fundamentally are alive, at the very least biologically, because these guys are clearly dead, and they are just... matter. They're not even reacting to me. Like, if I shoot them with this, it doesn't even do anything. They don't move, it just moves me.
You're wondering, I suppose, how a person could survive here so long. I've had time to wonder that myself. My conclusions are non-cognitivist in character. The terms person and survivor are too ambiguous for reasonable discussion.
That's grim. Apologies to those of you trying to keep the background in orientation while I do this, because even I don't know... Oh, that's cool how so many of the bodies are in foreground. Oh, and those two are holding it. Wow, that tells a story in and of itself, right? That's amazing. We're going back. Let's watch these two in grim tableau, shall we? Because it's a story, either they were holding each other when that happened, or just the chain of events that would have had to happen for that. But it seems, no, the way they're holding each other, it seems very much that's how they were when they died, which I love that is a story in and of itself. Also, it's odd that it's pretty much impossible to fire yourself in a straight line with this thing. Thump, thump. I'm very lucky I didn't kill myself there. Can you not make clones out here? No. Okay, so presumably you can only make clones where there's... Oh no, I made clones in space earlier, so I guess this is just one of them rooms. Oh! And we're back here, because that's the head watcher. It's too late now. At one time there were many minds, now there are not. They disconnected from the chain, as you will too. Oh, and the music went from this quiet, thoughtful thing to really sinister, rattly noises that you tend to hear in horror games. Is this a mass teleport? Yeah, long-distance teleport, so I guess if you needed to go back anywhere, though I can't imagine why you would at this point. Oh, this looks spooky.
We don't have time for this. There's something I have to show you. Load up the specimen holding log.
Are there 3 people in there? That would make sense. I have to assume this...
Who said that?
Both good questions. I can only answer the former with certainty. It took us years to... We are currently inhabiting these brains. We are these brains. Do excuse Dennett. Some people don't realize identity theory is more out of date now than when we sealed ourselves in here. We had a choice, Dennett. Die out there, starve in here, or use the swapper device to inhabit these research specimens and await rescue. I'm not proud, but which would you choose? In retrospect, certainly not the option we took. I know what you think. I was asking her.
I'd have to believe you first.
The evidence is right there. Take a look. Wait.
What you're telling me isn't possible. Tell me who just materialized in front of my eyes. Tell me who I just ejected into space.
You ejected your clone. Perhaps your clone ejected you. Does it really matter? You're still yourself.
Called it.
Copies of copies of copies. What's important now is that we get off this station.
The ship I came here in is fried. I have a rescue team on the way. They'll be here in a day's time.
Not soon enough.
Why not?
There's a life form on this station that will kill us in a matter of hours. And you just unsealed the only shielded section. We were safe in here for decades.
There must be something we can do.
There might be, but not like this. You have to use the device to release me. Swap places with me, just until I can put things right. It's not as simple as that.
You can't make me do that. I won't do it.
Even if I were in a position to make you do it, I wouldn't. You have the same choice we did. You can die here, or you can do what you have to go on.
Now we know all 3 are in the same body, which, again, I partially called. Though, I'm a little bothered by all 3 of them having the same voice. It's clear they tried a couple times to try and make it, like, a little deeper via robotics, but it's one of those... It makes sense for them to all have the same voice when they're in the same body. All of them having the same voice when they're in there is a little weird. Also, it looks like those brains have rotted by now, which is interesting. Makes sense because it looks like they've been opened, but... Yeah, that was a little confusing having all 3 of them. Like, I know they had the blinking lights to show it off, but also, yeah, called it that I am a clone of whoever was talking earlier, and just I was just missing the names. I'm not bragging, it's just, again, kudos to the game of having that kind of foreshadowing, and the fact that the foreshadowing is in the game mechanics. The fact that the game foreshadows it through, like, just by making you start asking the questions in your head as you make clones of which one of me is me. because that's what she was asking early on. And I like that that question is planted there by the scavenger because she's asking that. That's the first thing she says of, tell me who I just ejected into space. But then it also raises the question of, why am I apparently sentient when my clones aren't? And also, why was I pounding on the door when I got launched into space? Am I a watcher now? I know I said I'm not a watcher earlier, but I might be a watcher. I may have lied to you guys. My apologies. 3 minds, 1 ad corpus, 2 ex corpus. I know that involves bodies, but I'm unclear what that actually means. Method, swapper device engaged in all 3 minds simultaneously. Result? Me. When the device was engaged by the trespasser, her own mind was combined with the Chalmers and Dennett minds to create me. I cannot tell if I am all of them or none of them, for I do not remember what it is like to be anyone other than I. Oh, hence that thing earlier of the, what's this, who is this I doing all the supposing? Also, I like this is memory log version 0.92. This isn't even version 1. So they've been in space like this for 200 years. I know it kind of said that earlier, but now it's been made very clear that that's what's going on.
First, you swap us into brain specimens for a century. Then you talk this girl into using the device. Now look at us. We're 3 different people locked into one body by your damn swapper. This crazy
there's a thing in the way.
here. My mind was my own when I came here. You two can think what you like. I am going to land the station. You're going to kill us all? Good. We should have done it my way. Incredible. After all these years, you still cling to these dogmatic intuitions about the soul. The device doesn't work like that. You wanted to swap with the Headwatcher and take control. It would have destroyed you. I don't believe you can adequately explain how you know that, so I defer to the simplest explanation. Not a soul necessarily, but something which remains, even if the physical facts change. After all, we've been through countless bodies, but I still feel myself. If I'm right, then how would you ever know? I want to know. Please, let's keep things civil now. You've taken everything. You've given me no choice. Please don't. There's only one way to be sure.
Oh! Did that just end all 3 of them? If so, that's grim. Where does he take me? So one takes me down. Why would I want to go down? I'm gonna go down. Why would I want to be down here? This does nothing. Ugh. I have to admit, Headwatcher's very imposing. I'm also going to assume this is the end of the game. Because it's looking like the game is positing a question to me of, do I try and leave the station, or do I, like, basically, which one of them do I follow? Dennett or Chalmers? Do I try and take over the Watcher, or do I try and just leave? And I'm going to be very frustrated. Actually, right now, there's only one way I can go, and that's up. I cannot go over there. Zemenis at command. I'm going to be very frustrated if there are 2 endings and I just walked past one of them. Only to, because, like, this strikes me very much as the type of game where I can't checkpoint right before the decision and then come back and see both endings. Again, also still very odd that I have 124 frigging orbs when I only needed 93. Oh wait, no, I already answered that. That's right, I forgot. I actually came up with the answer. It always were he picking using hurt. Something's falling apart. Something is wrong with who I am. I can't see that dimension. Interesting how this is actually just an exposition dump now. This is just the way they have it so the Watchers tell you that something has changed, because you can't clone in here. It's literally just you have to follow this path and walk past the Watchers. There's no point apologizing. It's too late for you now. You are sick. You will die. I almost missed that jump. Unless... Unless what? So I can go back down if I want. That was interesting. Why did that light just click on and make a noise? There, it did it again. So is this the choice now? Okay, so it's just gonna flicker. Okay. Is it flickering to draw my attention to that spot? Am I causing that? It seems like I'm causing that by flicking my light over it. Am I causing that by... What happens if I go back down? Let's find out. It's like flicking my light over this thing is causing that, it almost seems like. What happens if I go back? Did anything open up? No. Though there is still that deep hum that kind of implies the head watcher is doing something. Oh, I see. Now it's just, I can fast track if necessary. That's really interesting that it's doing... Is that trying to tell me that I need to go back, or is it telling me that that's important somehow, or is that just an environmental detail? I'm a little unclear. Very odd. I'm gonna go through this door, though, because that seems like the right option. And by right option, I mean I don't think there is a right option right now. It's just...
Incoming transmission detected. Broadcast location, unknown vessel.
This is Rescue Charter 509 Alpha, responding to SOS request. Do you read? Over. To anyone on board, we're seeing some troubling readings here. Whatever you're exposed to, you're going to have to get off that station before we arrive, or we're going to be bringing home bodies. Over. We'll be with you in approximately 13 hours, Theseus. That's 1-3 out. Out.
Very interesting. So 120... So you have to have every orb in order to get here. So, good thing I did that. The natural resources placed within our reach are all but exhausted. Research Station Theseus is one of the seven remote outposts established at great expense in a time of great need. Its remit is the long-term identification and synthesis of useful alien materials. We ask our crews to survive on the frontier beyond the comfort of your families at home, beyond any hope of relief or rescue for decades at a time. And we ask you to take the labor of that toil and turn it over to us, for the good of the many and for the good of the families who will not forget you. You will be stationed 7 years' travel from the nearest outpost. You will be expected to function largely self-sufficiently and, in the absence of reliable communications, to maintain professionalism in isolation for extended periods of time. An endeavor of this scale has never been attempted before, and you will find extensive documentation stored securely on the route directory. Research Station Theseus is under the Project Sisyphus operational umbrella. Project Sisyphus? Oh, that's not a good thing. For those of you who don't know, Sisyphus is, the guy, from Greek mythology who was punished to have to push a boulder up a hill for all eternity. So that's not a... Like, I can see why that's oddly inspiring of the we will always strain to keep pushing uphill, keep pushing that boulder, you know, always keep trying. But at the end of the day, the whole point was that it is a thankless thankless task with no reward that is meant to be menial and punishing that has no possible benefit. That was the point. Theseus, I'll admit, I don't recognize the name from there. I'll have to look that up. But as far as I can tell, all that's left to do is go up. Because I don't think I could go back down to the Watcher, so maybe there wasn't a choice.
Theseus landing sequence activated.
Uh-oh. I may have done something bad. Guys, I may have screwed something up. I may have accidentally ended the game.
Landing.
Oh, this looks bad.
Landing compromised.
Well, yeah, I would assume it is, because there was... I don't know why they thought that we could land this station. I didn't think that was a thing. Oh, I'm floating. Oh. Are the credits just gonna roll? The camera's kind of moving while I do this. Oh, hey, there's that flickery light again. Map unavailable, of course. Hey, I'm not dead! So that's progress. But with no map, I also have no idea where to go. So let's start here. Oh! There's that static effect that implies this has something to do with one of, the Watchers. Speaking of, the Lost Ones, they have rejoined the Great Chain, but somehow they are changed? Oh, because we're back on the planet, so now they can feel each other again. Yeah, the whole screen has that staticky thing. Also, suddenly there's switches. And I don't know what they do. Oh. Is this the puzzle I was... No, this is a completely new puzzle with new switches somehow. Alright, well, it seems like what I'm supposed to do is... Bye, clones. Glad we had this talk. Life is worth living at any cost. I still feel myself. A mind is not only a brain. Oh, so that's Chalmers. Presumably. It could just be a Watcher, but that's presumably Chalmers. No one can make me do that. There is another way. It's the only way to be sure. So that would be the Scavenger. The choice is the same as before. You can die here, or you can do what you have to go on. And that would be Dennett. Interesting. Also, I love how they plant those three right there, and I also like how they gave you the three... They told you those three lines, they gave you those three personalities, and showed off who was who and what each of the three believed in right before getting here. So that has the impact it's supposed to. Is that a shuttle? Because the camera moved on its own. I didn't get to pick that. I can't move the swapper.
This is Rescue Charter 509 Alpha responding to SOS request. Stand by
Hi.
for risk analysis.
Ground to ship. Subject checks out okay, but readings are off the scale. Recommend full quarantine protocols during extraction. Over.
That's fair.
Don't worry. We're gonna get you home.
Our ship to
Cool.
ground. We don't have that facility on board, and we're not confident we can safely extract without it. Over.
Oh, this is not looking good.
Over.
Take every precaution and return to ship. Out.
I'm sorry.
Ooh! I can stay on the planet or swap to him. Okay, I don't know if you can tell. I held down the... It didn't stop. I'm holding down the right mouse button to give myself more time. Interesting. Oh, I like how this is a moral decision as well, because we saw what having multiple minds did. Truth be told, I already know what my decision is. I'm just gonna give this time to, so we can think about this. Music, genius. I love that they start warning you about what's gonna happen through what they're saying, so you have time to start thinking about what you're gonna do. I'm going to swap. Because it seems like, and this is my own little headcanon, that in this world they lasted for quite a while as those 2-3 people, whatever it was, and it seems like the scientific discoveries they've made here, it's one of those, we can't warn other people about the Watchers or the effect they have on people unless I swap and, you know, go back. There's also that thing of, I've shown no personality, there's a real chance I don't actually... Oh, I just let go of the right mouse button. Never mind. They actually stop it for you to give you as much time as you need, which, again, that's actually really smart game design, because it's nice that they don't make you decide on the fly. So, let me think. Yeah, no, I'm gonna swap. Because truth be told, I have very little reason to see why I would stay on the planet, especially since they just had the thing where all 3 of those rocks that you walked past basically just tried to tell you that life is worth living. And staying here is a death sentence. So I can discuss it even more in depth after the show, but I'm already running a little long, since this is the finale. So... and now I'm in control. Oh, and the clone's gonna walk off the edge. Ooh. But I don't have a swapper anymore. So, fundamentally, we'd have to come back here to get the swappers in order to fix this. Doesn't bother the guy yet, though.
Base, I'm seeing... That's confirmed. She's just jumped. Repeat, subject no longer in range. No
It was a she.
detected.
Well, I mean, we kind of know that because that was the...
Damn it. That's the third casualty this month. Marcus, debrief.
He doesn't seem himself.
How can you tell?
Would you look at him?
Looks like Marcus to me. Readings are worse than we thought. Computer's pulling us out of here. Take your places, people.
Who was she anyway? Just another opportunist.
Call-out doesn't say. Does it matter anymore?
Ouch. Wow. I really liked that one. That one was good. But yeah, that's the swapper. Also, I like how that very neatly fit into my little half-hour planned story. Antagonist voice. Interesting. Yeah. The small voice cast is a bit of a detriment to this game, because it does turn into... it's very obvious when everyone's kind of the same. Also, in all of space, everyone is British. That was a little odd. Wow, and now, yeah, now the music comes up. I wonder if the music is this thoughtful in either way. Because I like that this music has the vague, like, you're gonna have to live with the consequences now, though. It's interesting, like, it doesn't... it's interesting that it's a moral choice, and yet it still doesn't seem like one is the good choice, one is the bad choice. It really is just the, how do you feel about this? Which is the right kind of moral choice. That's exactly what you should be doing. Wow. I very much approve of that. Well, that was fantastic. Alright, I will end this episode here, and I will see you guys again one last time for final thoughts. Thank you for joining me on this playthrough. Apologies to all of you who had to listen to my mouth clicks, and everyone who saw the answer immediately and was then screaming at their computer until they caused themselves an aneurysm and died. You kind of deserved it.